Good morning, everybody. Kip Teitsort here with Chronicles of a Culture Changer from DT4 EMS. I had a thought this morning because I was in Dover, Delaware this past weekend teaching. I say it a lot to people when I'm out someplace about what I get to do, but I didn't really ever kind of like try to break it down and put it into some words. And what I mean by that is that everywhere I go, I get to meet the coolest people on the planet. And what's interesting is where we've moved to now here north of Atlanta, since my wife and I have moved from Missouri, um, we get to meet the coolest people. It's like everywhere I go, I'm meeting awesome people. And so I got to thinking about it, and it made me stop and really kind of break it down and say it like this. When I was a full-time police officer, um, my perspective was to always watch everybody and always look at everyone because somebody was out to get you. And so that was my perspective. Everybody that I looked at as though they were wanting to hurt me, rob me, steal from me, or they were plotting on me or my family or whatever. So that was my perspective. So I would only look for the bad, and guess what I would find? Bad everywhere I looked. And I never put into perspective that when they said in the police academy that 80% of crime is committed by 20% of the population. So that means really that the majority of people are really good. So that means 80% of the population are actually good people and only 20% are maybe not so good. So as I travel the country and I'm looking forward to meeting great people that they aren't always in the class. If you look at those pictures that we post on the like the DT4 EMS Facebook page and stuff like that, you see that I'm always posting pictures of random strangers where I've made them smile or laugh or whatever, and we're taking selfies of complete strangers. Well, so I'm asking you to do this particularly in medicine, and because of what we do and we teach about violence and so on and so forth, and how to escape a violent encounter, not to control someone, it would be amazing if you thought of it as like even almost like a biblical term where it says, seek and you will find, that type of thing. Or it's if you change what you're looking for. In other words, if I change my focus and I start looking for the good, it's amazing how many good people I find. So if you start looking for the good, it's unbelievable. In other words, I travel all over the place, meet a room full of complete strangers, and at the end of a 2-day class, we're close to being family. Why? If I go in there expecting to meet good people, guess what I find? So, because the only person's behavior I can ever control is my own. So if I'm seeking good, I find good. And I will tell you, the more that I started acting like that, everywhere I go, whether it's a convenience store, a grocery store, a movie theater, or on the job, the more I started looking for the good, I found it. So I'm not saying that everybody's going to fall into that because some people are just not going to want to be there. But the more that I want to see the good in somebody, they sense it, they notice it, and they offer me good in return. So that's just a little piece of advice for you to try. See what happens. Try to go 2 or 3 days only looking for the good in people. Hey, just do it for one day. Do it for one day and just try to come across everybody that you meet, whether it's passing someone on the road, whether it's driving somewhere, whether it's at the grocery store, whether it's a new employee at work. Just look for the good and see what happens. It worked for me. You never know. It might work for you. I'm Kip Teitsort. This is the Chronicles of a Culture Changer, and we'll see you soon.